Boruto laid on the frozen-covered ground, tired and exhausted from his training session with his mother. Haku walked towards her son, as the ice would begin to dissipate from her body as she returned to normal, with a satisfied smile on her face as she sat beside her son. "Not bad, Boruto. You really have been working hard these last 3 years, especially with your ice release. You've become a lot more proficient." "Yeah, but I can only use partial frost. I can't go full ice mode like you, Mom." "It's okay. I've had years upon years of training, Boruto. It'll come with time." "So, what did you miss about your old home since you've been gone?" "Well, I missed you, Dad, Hima, your cooking. I mean, the food at Carmitage was alright, and was even good sometimes, but still, can't beat home. No, it can't." "So, how did your training go in your other abilities? You know, your mystic arts?" "Oh, they went great. I was actually able to master a few cool spells, some of the ones that even Dad knows. But there's still so much more that I could learn, though I wouldn't really know what to do with it once I had it." Haku could see that there was a look on Boruto's face, like there was something that was troubling him. Being the ever-inquisitive mother that she was, she decided to poke and prod and see just what her son was thinking about. "I know that look, Boruto." "Huh? What do you mean? You're thinking about something, and you're in deep thought. I wonder what could have my son so riled up. Is it perhaps a girl you might like?" "Oh, come on, Mom. It's nothing like that. It's just..." "What is it, dear?" "I don't know. I honestly... I don't know what I want." "What you want? What do you mean?" "Well, ever since I became a ninja, I mean, it's been cool and all. My team, we've gone on missions, had a couple fights here and there. But honestly, I don't know what I want to do. I just don't really think I'm needed." "Needed? Boruto, someone of your talents will always be needed in this world. You have gifts, great potential even. I believe you could be anything you want to be. But that's just the thing. I don't know what I want to be. I mean, everywhere I go, people say, 'You're the son of Lord Seventh, the grandson of Lord Fourth.' They look at me like they have all these high expectations, and I just don't want it. I mean, people are always saying, 'You could be Hokage, you could become the next Hokage,' but I don't want that. And you don't have to have it, Boruto. There's no one defined path for you to take in life. I believe you can be anything you want to be." "What about you? I mean, you're so important at the hospital. Was that something you always wanted to do?" "Not originally." "What do you mean?" Boruto asked. "Did you have other dreams?" Did I have other dreams? Honestly, I don't think I did. What, like, not even when you met Dad? I met your father under very different circumstances. How so? Let me tell you a story, Boruto. Boruto sat attentively and listened to his mother. A long time ago, I'd say when I was a little older than you, I lived a very different life. I don't think I want to go into details about it at the moment, but my family, we didn't come from the best of circumstances. And when I was really young, I was all on my own. I met your Uncle Zabuza, who took me in and raised me. We didn't have an easy life. We moved a lot, took a lot of missions, did a lot of things that, let's just say, probably weren't ethical, but we did what we had to. We had to survive, and that was the only way we could. When I met your father, I was a very different person. I lived a very different life and had very different ideals. But we agreed on one thing, that true strength came from protecting those that were close to you, those who mattered the most. In all honesty, I probably shouldn't even be here right now. There was a fight, and I could have lost it all. But your father made a different choice. His split thinking saved the life of me and your uncle. And ever since then, my look on life has been very different. I came here to Konoha, settled down, became a student of Lady Tsunade, joined the medical field, and now I get to help people. I get to help people to recover, to heal, to have a better life. I've been blessed to have an amazing family, beautiful children, and a loving husband, a wonderful home, a village, and more friends and family than I could ever ask for. I guess what I'm trying to say is, Boruto, you never know what life is going to give you. There are so many doors and opportunities that come every which way, and there's no need to have yourself shackled down to any one thing. I don't know what you'll become. I can't see the future, but if I know anything, if me and your father know anything, is that you have the potential to do great things. You have the potential to accomplish anything you want because of what's in here, as she pointed to his heart. Because wherever you go in this world, you're not alone. You carry a part of me and a part of your father with you. And no matter what, we'll always be proud of you, Boruto. She ruffled his hair as she helped him up. It's been fun to spar with you, but I've really got to get back to the hospital, and it's okay, Mom. I'm gonna go visit with Lee and Sarah and see what they're up to. Okay then, dear. She kissed him on the forehead before rushing off. I'll try to be home early tonight, she yelled as she raced back to her duties. Boruto simply smiled as he headed off back to the village. In the meantime, Lee and Sarada were training at their homes respectively. With Sarada, she was taking time to spar with her mother, Hinata, as they were practicing with the gentle fist technique. You're showing great improvement, Sarada. The prowess of your Byakugan has increased tenfold, Hinata said with pride as she bowed to her daughter, and Sarada did likewise. Thanks, Mom. Although it can be pretty difficult sometimes, only having one Byakugan and all. But still, you're able to accomplish so much with just one, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Even for the area that you missed without having a second Byakugan, your keen instincts and perception, you're able to make up for it just fine. And I see you've grown quite well. The two of them turned, surprised to see that Itachi was there, as Sarada immediately raced over to her uncle, wrapping her arms around him in a tight hug. "Uncle Itachi!" "Hi, Sarada. And hello, Hinata. I hope I wasn't intruding at all." "No, Itachi, not at all. Welcome. So you're back in the village?" "I am. I recently returned from my meeting with Naruto and from my mission. I have some time, so I wanted to check in on my family." "Where's Yuto?" "Oh, he's inside taking a nap, but I'm sure he'll love to see you when he wakes up." "Let him rest. And if it's okay, I'd like to join you all for dinner." They were more than welcome to have Itachi over, as they would discuss some of his recent escapades, but he wanted to hear about what Sarada had been up to. Meanwhile, Metal Lee was in the fight of his life, fighting on the astral plane, but he wasn't by himself, as a red-like avatar that was the vestige of his own soul and being stood next to him. "On your feet, Lee. We're not done yet," Inner Metal Lee said to his outer counterpart, the two of them coming face to face with Sakura and Inner Sakura. In case you're wondering, Sakura never let go of her inner Sakura being. You could say that she became like her second consciousness, and that trait rubbed off onto her son. So now, the mother and son duos found themselves engaged in combat, with the two sons fighting for their lives. "Lee," Inner Sakura said to Inner Lee. "Oh crap. That technique of yours is rather reckless. If you're going to express the power of chaos, then you should do so with more ferocity." She grew massively in size, looking like she was ready to stomp out the both of them. Lee finally had no choice but to break out of the hold before waking back up in the real world. He was levitating in the air in a yoga-like pose, his legs crossed as he finally sat back down to the ground, with Sakura still hovering above him. She grinned as she came to the ground gently. "Your mental fortitude could use some work, son." "Mom, that thing inside of you, it's scary." "I know. Mothers can be quite scary sometimes. But that power is also inside of you. Your inner Lee, he's wild and chaotic. If you could find a way to get him under control, you could even learn to manifest him." "Manifest?" Well, let me show you." Sakura would concentrate, as another Sakura would appear right beside her. Although this Sakura was made out of dark crimson energy, with the kanji of Inner Sakura written on her forehead. The dark vestige of what was Inner Sakura was now in the real world. Lee could feel the chaos magic emanating from her body as she walked over to him and filled him with fear. "No way. You're able to bring your inner Sakura out into the real world?" "A being made purely of chaos magic. My own inner strength and will given form. You could say it's like having a second partner to help fight in battle." "How are you able to keep it under control?" "Well, simple. She's me, after all. Once you become balanced with your inner being, the two of you can reach truly new heights of power." Inner Sakura would then dissipate, as Sakura would help up her son. "I believe that's enough training for the day. Now let's try to get all these books and things sorted out. Oh yeah, the books from Miss Hagatha, right?" They were passed down to me. She was your master, wasn't she? Indeed she was. She saw the potential within me and helped bring it to the forefront. That's how I was able to become a sorcerer in my own right. Just like Lord Seventh. Just like Lord Seventh. But what makes you different from him? I mean, the color of your magic, it's a crimson red to his. It comes from a different source. The power of chaos and probability all rolled into one. It's definitely a power that's hard to control, one that stems from the emotions. If you are not able to keep yours in check, the power can overcome you. It allows your darker and inner thoughts to take over. A power built on selfishness. But once you master it, you're able to take it to extraordinary heights. To do things you didn't even know you were capable of. How powerful? Lee started to ask. How powerful could you become? I'm not entirely sure myself. I like to study for personal gain and knowledge. I believe that that's the true growth of a sorcerer in their own right. I don't crave power. I wouldn't even know what to do if I had it all. But as long as I can protect my family and my friends, then I'll become as strong as I need to be. She smiled as she patted her son's head, as they went through sorting their books and putting them away. In the meantime, Chavez was sitting on top of a roof with Konohamaru as he lugged around the executioner's blade on his back. You know, you could just put that thing away. You just have to carry it around like a show-off, huh? What? I'm proud of this. Master Zabuza gave me this blade. I had to earn it, you know. I know. Always boys playing with their big blades. Hey. So, how's Boruto and the others been? They've been doing really well. I'm surprised that they were made my students and not yours. Oh, come on now. We all know why you would become their sensei. They have special conditions that I wouldn't be able to oversee for them. Plus, I'm keeping with the time-honored tradition of Konoha. Tradition? The Inashikacho Trio. Ever since it was first founded in the village, the trio has always been overlooked by Sarutobi. It's just the way things are. And now my team is the 17th generation. 17th? I see you have a long history to live up to. I'm just doing what my Uncle Asuma did. He was the last one to lead a team of Inashikacho. Oh yeah, you mean that guy Shikamaru, right? And the leader of the sensory unit, Ino? And there's also Mr. Choji, although he just became head of the Akamichi clan, and typically he spends his days at the clan compound, taking care of that duty and responsibility. But now I look after their children, Inojin, Shikadai, and Chocho. They've all got a lot of potential, and I see a lot of their parents in them, sometimes in the best and in the worst of ways. But how about you? What's it like training a whole bunch of powerful wizards? Well, each one's definitely their own special case. Boruto, he takes a lot after his father, always looking to steal the show and always looking to outshine the competition. Then there's Sarada. She's always the most balanced and the most critical thinking, while Lee chooses to be the stoic and silent type. They're all different head cases in their own way, but when they come together, they can do extraordinary things, and I believe they have a lot of potential for the future. You think you're gonna let them compete in the tuning exams? Konohamaru would ask. I've heard about that. You'll have to forgive me, I'm new to all of this ninja stuff. But Chunin exams? It's an event that takes place every year. It's usually held among the great ninja villages. It's when we get a chance to have our students display their skills and abilities and see if anyone's up for a promotion. Ah, I see. So it's one of those sort of things. Well, if these tuning exams are coming around, then I think my team is more than capable of crushing it. Don't get too cocky now. My team's been working their ass off too. And I think if both of our teams were to fight, it would be a lot closer than you think. Care to make a bet? Always. Meanwhile, Kakashi would be entering into the Hokage's office. Along with his apprentice, Hoki, the two of them would give their mission report to Naruto, as the two had recently gone on an escort mission, with Hoki serving in the special Genin apprentice program, with Kakashi being the one to oversee his training. He definitely made a lot of strides, and if there was anyone who he would want to recommend for the tuning exams, it was definitely him. The mission went off without a hitch, Naruto. Hoki displayed great talent and ability. I believe that he'll definitely be knocking on Chunin sooner or later. Really? That's pretty fast. He's only been your apprentice for about 4 months or so, and he's already improving to such a degree. Yes, he definitely shows a lot of promise and talent. I don't know if I'm going to have anything else to teach him. He looks up to you a lot. If there's anyone who can get the best out of him, I'm sure it's you. I thank you for the vote of confidence, Naruto. Do you have anything else for us? No, not at the moment. Alright, good. I'm going to pay a friend a visit. How is he? Naruto would ask. I'm honestly not sure. I hope that he's getting better, but it's a day-by-day case. Anyway, it's no need to concern yourself. I'll see you around. Kakashi waved as he left the Hokage's tower before making the trek long down the road, finally arriving to the Nation of Fire's prison. After being given his clearance, he made his way to the cell where a particular prisoner was being kept. His hair had grown and become shaggy, almost a dirty-like black. He sat in his cell, his arms tied behind his back, sealing marks covering his entire body and his eye. He was lucky it wasn't plucked out of him. He barely saw any light, barely ever left his cell. He stayed there in confinement. The leader of the Fourth Great Ninja War. How he only got off with prison, no one would ever know. Perhaps it was because of the efforts of Naruto and his friends. Due to their efforts in the war, many more lives were saved than in the original timeline. But still, those lives lost couldn't just be overlooked. Kakashi pulled up a chair and sat in front of the bars. The being in particular already knew who was there. Why do you waste your time coming to see me, Kakashi? You're my friend, Obito. I won't just leave you here in the dust. Friend, you say? Some friend. Obito. What, Kakashi? Nothing you say or do is going to change anything. It won't change what I've done. It won't change where I am. I'm never going to be free. I already know that for certain. So what's the point? Why do you keep coming here? I know it's not just for my sake. Is it for you? What exactly are you looking for? I just don't want you to be alone. I'm sorry. I've heard that before. Obito, I don't blame you for Rin's death. You come here, you talk, you apologize. And I've told you time and time again, I never blamed you for Rin's death. I already know why she became the way she did. I know it was Madara's doing from the very start. He was the one that sealed the three tails inside of her, who tried to use her like a suicide bomb against the village. I know this very well, Kakashi. I lived it. So why? Why all of this? Why did things have to turn out this way? Kakashi, you know that answer just as well as anyone. Why did things turn out this way? Let me ask you, why are things the way they are now? Who says that your side is the right side? Obito, the world's been at peace for a long time now. Truly sustained peace. Don't you think that now it's possible for there to be a different way? Peace? This is what you call peace? Kakashi, you are truly naive. How? Explain it to me. Obito, I want to understand. If you can't see how you're wrong, then how can I possibly explain it to you? I'm trying my best here. Okay. I'll bite, Kakashi. You really want to know? You, your student, your friends, you did exactly what I was going to do. You're no different from me. You may think you are, you act like you are, but I assure you, you're not. How? Simple. You just became the biggest, strongest bully on the block. A bully that just so happens to choose peace over violence. Because of that, this little peace that you're experiencing now, it's not true peace. Not really, no. You're merely holding everyone hostage, and you don't even realize it. Obito, let me ask you this, Kakashi. If any other village were to try to fight against the Leaf right now, who would win? And be honest. Kakashi didn't want to answer, but he already knew what it was. If all four nations teamed up, could they really beat Konoha? I thought so. You know the answer just as much as I do. The only reason you've been able to foster this peace, as you call it, is simply because you're the kings of the mountain. You now hold absolute power in the world. Power from a source unlike anything that I could have ever dreamed of. Nothing I could have thrown at you would have worked. At least, not unless I had gone all out from the start. The power that Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, even yourself, among others, the power that you possess, it's created a gap between Konoha and the other nations. Because of this, your peace is able to be maintained, because no one would dare challenge you. It would be suicide. There's no amount of planning, no amount of scheming Nothing could be done that could possibly stand or rival you. So you enjoy this era of peace. Every time you have a Kage summit, every time you bring forth legislation, do you think the villagers go along with it because they genuinely believe? Perhaps. But the truth is, they don't have a choice. If it really came down to it, if you really had to go all out, you could conquer the world 10 times over and still have power left to conquer even more. You call this peace? I call it a facade. You're no different than me. You act like you are, but you're not. You hold all the power. You get to make all the rules. But you want to know something about that? Power shifts, Kakashi. The time is going to come. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. But it will come. When new power enters into the scene. When you're not standing on the top of the hill anymore. When all of your heroes are gone, what will be left? Will you still be able to smile? Will you still be able to talk about peace? Maybe. But I have a feeling you won't. I know this world better than you think, Kakashi. And I know one thing. Not everyone in this world is like Naruto Uzumaki. That boy is many things, but naive is his specialty. Because he truly believes that he has achieved world peace in this flawed system of ours. But soon he'll be knocked off the throne. And when it happens, the people that come along after him, will they share his same sentiment? Will they share his dreams? You and I both know the answer to that, Kakashi. Kakashi would simply take his leave, thinking on what Obito had said to him. Deep down, even in his heart, he knew that he was right. This concludes Boruto, the Sorcerer's Son. What if Boruto was a sorcerer? Season 1, Part 4. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is Power Core Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned for tomorrow morning's video as we'll continue with Boruto, the Sorcerer's Son. What if Boruto was a sorcerer? Season 1, Part 4. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with Power Core Productions and Podcastings. Signing off, and I'll see you next time.